Hi, welcome back to my channel. The name is Shukuru. Today we are going to be talking about a very important topic, which is discipline. And we are going to be discussing mainly on two things. The reason why we need discipline, and the other is how we can embrace discipline in our daily lives. Psychology, philosophy, and other countless self-help books have discussed the art of discipline for thousands of years. In ancient Greece, there was sophrosyne, an ideal of excellent character and soundness of mind that leads to moderation, self-control, and balance. In most religious traditions, like Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, and Islam, self-discipline is also very important. No matter where you look, whether it's in spiritual or secular environment, self-discipline always comes up when people talk about improving their lives. It can be defined as the development of new habits, the regulations of emotions and actions, and intentional focus. So, the question is, why is discipline important? 1. Discipline builds good habits. Let me first ask you, do you have a bad habit in your life? Research shows building new habits is more effective than simply trying to stop an undesired behavior. New habits can still be challenging, which is why discipline matters. When you commit to your new habit constantly, it becomes easier and eventually more natural. As a result, you are also able to set aside bad habits. Discipline also helps you stop procrastinating. Procrastination is a common problem we've all struggled with. Putting off things or waiting for the magic moment when we feel like ready. When you are disciplined and have formed good habits, your ability to get things done doesn't depend on how you feel. In a way, discipline works like autopilot. You don't need to wait for the right feeling or motivation to start. Disciplined people can push through the temptation to procrastinate and just start. So you see, discipline is very important. Another importance of discipline, discipline helps you manage your time better. When people want to be more disciplined, they often think about time management. By forming better habits and not procrastinating, you can save a lot of time on different tasks and make better use of the time you have. Time management is one of the best skills you can develop because it applies to just about every area of your life. Discipline helps you build that skill. Another importance of discipline is that discipline helps you achieve your goals. Everyone has goals in life. Like, working goals are very common, but goals can also include things like learning a new language, getting better at a hobby, or an exercise goal. You need discipline to get what you want. It won't happen overnight. Discipline ensures you build new habits, stop procrastinating, and effectively manage your time. With time and discipline, you will see significant improvement and find success. Discipline boosts self-esteem. There's nothing quite as satisfying as forming a new habit, breaking old ones, and meeting your goals. These victories significantly boosts a person's self-esteem, which makes it easier to continue being disciplined. You will feel confident in your ability to stick to your routine, manage your time, resist procrastination. High self-esteem carries over into the rest of your life and relationships. High self-esteem also increases your emotional resilience in tough situations. Discipline helps you master things. The vast majority of people who are best at what they have, one thing in common is that they are disciplined. They often wake up at the same time every day, have a routine they always follow, and commit to self-improvement through continued education or training in their field. Football star Cristiano Ronaldo didn't get where he is today without discipline. You don't need to be a master at everything you do, but if mastery in something is your goal, discipline is non-negotiable. See, discipline makes you more reliable. A lack of discipline can have significant effects on your life. As an example, if you aren't good at time management, you might struggle to meet deadlines at work, get to events and appointments, or even finding the time to spend with your loved ones. You can get a reputation for not being reliable. Certain conditions can affect a person's ability to manage their time, like ADHD. Discipline still applies, though it can look different from person to person on what works for them. Many strategies can make time management easier, like organizing your schedule so it isn't overwhelming and setting an alarm. Discipline improves your ability to manage challenging emotions. Discipline applies to your emotions as well as habits. No emotions are bad, but some are more challenging than others. Anger is a good example. Luckily, you can learn to have discipline when it comes to this emotion. That doesn't mean suppressing it. Discipline helps you learn to manage it and express it healthily. This takes practice. Health expressions of anger include first acknowledging the feeling, soothing yourself if necessary, and communicating your feelings to others. Discipline in one area affects discipline in others. The interesting thing about discipline is that it doesn't form in isolation. That means that while you may be focusing on just one area of your life, being disciplined expands into the other disciplines as well, because discipline results in new habits and thinking patterns that apply everywhere. Thanks to the increased self-confidence you get from a victory in one area, it's also often easier to develop discipline everywhere. Discipline helps reduce stress. Everyone experiences stress, but when you are disciplined, you'll most likely feel less stressed than before. Better time management can play a big role in this because many hold stress when they are rushed and not using their time well. Discipline in general makes life less chaotic. This helps people feel more in control and grounded. How do we embrace discipline then? Step 1. Know your strength and weakness. You have power over mind, not outside events. Realize this and you'll find strength. Marcus Aurelius said, We all have weakness, whether they are the desire for alcohol, tobacco, unhealthy food, obsession over social media, or the video games. They have a similar effect on us. Weaknesses don't just come in the form of areas where we lack self control either. We all have our strong suits and the stuff we kind of stink at. Self awareness is a powerful tool for comfort zone expansion, but it requires constant focus and acknowledging your shortcomings, whatever they may be. Step 2, remove temptations. I can resist anything except temptation, Oscar Wilde said. Like the saying goes, out of sight, out of mind. It may seem silly, but this phrase offers powerful advice. But by simply removing the biggest temptations from your environment, you will greatly improve your self-discipline. If you want to eat healthier, toss the junk food in the trash. Want to drink less? Throw out the booze. If you want to enhance your productivity at work, improve the management of your to-dos, turn off social media, notifications, and silence your phone. Prioritize and execute. The fewer distractions you have, the more focused you'll be on accomplishing your goals. Set yourself for success by ditching your bad influences. Step 3, set clear goals and have an execution plan. If you hope to achieve greater degrees of self-discipline, you must have a clear vision of what you hope to accomplish, just like any goal. You must also have an understanding of what success means to you. Believe me, we all have different definitions of success. After all, if you don't know where you are going, it's easy to lose your way or get sidetracked. Remember to prioritize a clear plan of outlines. It outlines each time-bound step you must take to reach your goals. Create a mantra to keep yourself focused. Successful people use this technique to stay on track emotionally, connect to their mission, and establish a clear finish line. Step 4, practice daily diligence. We aren't born with self-discipline. It's a learned behavior. And just like any other skill you want to master, it requires daily practice and repetition. It must become habitual. But the effort and focus that self-discipline requires can be draining. As time passes, it can become more and more difficult to keep your willpower in check. The bigger the temptation of decision, the more challenging it can feel to tackle other tasks that also require self-control. So, work on building your self-discipline through daily diligence in a given area. Associate with the goal. This goes back to step 3. In order to practice daily diligence, you must have a plan. Put it on your calendar, your to-do list, tattoo it on the back of your eyelids, whatever works best for you. With practice, anyone can push their boundaries. Step 5, create new habits and rituals. Acquiring self-discipline and working to instill a new habit can be daunting at first, especially if you focus on the entire task at hand. To avoid feeling intimidated, keep it simple. Break your goal into small, doable steps. Instead of trying to change everything at once, focus on doing one thing consistently and master self-discipline with that goal in mind. If you are trying to get in shape but don't exercise regularly or ever, start by working out 10 or 15 minutes a day. If you are trying to achieve better sleep habit, start by going to bed 30 minutes earlier each night. If you want to eat healthier, change your grocery habits, prep meals ahead of time. Take baby steps. Eventually, when your mindset and behavior start to shift, you can add more goals to your list. Step 6, change your perception about willpower. If you believe you have a limited amount of willpower, you probably won't surpass those limits. Studies show that willpower can deplete over time. But what about changing that perception? The SEAL candidate who believes they probably won't make it through training won't succeed. They won't. When we embrace the mindset of unlimited, about willpower and self-control can determine how disciplined we are. If you can remove these subconscious obstacles and truly believe you can do it, then you will give yourself an extra boost of motivation towards making those goals come true. Step 7, give yourself a backup plan. Psychologists use a technique to boost willpower called implementation intention. That's when you give yourself a plan to deal with a potential difficult situation you know you will likely face. To be clear, I am not referring to a backup plan under the auspices that you will probably fail at a plan A. Let's say you aspire to become a trapeze expert, but tell yourself, well, I'm probably not going to excel at it. So chances are I'll be sticking with miniature golf. That's a lame backup plan. With the plan that plan you heard will be wrapped in mediocrity. We are talking about contingencies for intentional course correction, not planning for failure. So be bold and keep moving forward. Going in with a plan will help you and self-control necessary for the situation. You will also save energy by not having to make a sudden decision based on your emotional state. Step number 8, find trusted coaches or mentors. The development of expertise requires coaches who are capable of giving constructive, even painful feedback. Real experts are extremely motivated students who seek out such feedback. They are also skilled at understanding when and if a coach or mentor's advice doesn't work for them. Step number 9, forgive yourself and move forward. Even with all our best intentions and well-laid plans, we sometimes fall short. It happens. You will have ups and downs, great successes, and dismissal failures. The key is to keep going. If you stumble, find the root cause by asking the 5 whys and move on. Don't let yourself get wrapped up in guilt, anger, or frustration, because these emotions will only drag you further down. Learn from your missteps and forgive yourself. Then get your head back in the game and violently execute. Discipline is the bridge between your dreams and accomplishments. Embracing discipline plays a central role in career success and continues to be a source of growth across domains of interest in personal and professional life. Remember this.